All right. Welcome to another episode of Geek-Men and the Masters of the ThunderNerds. I'm Dustin, and having technical difficulties is Bo still from yesterday. So he's might be joining us, might be in and out. But yeah. Oh, there we go. And let's see. We have a guest with us today. And we have Rory Boyle with us today. How's it going? I can't hear you. Oh no, I think you're still muted.
Oh, there we go. That's what I have to match your hat energy.
Right.
One up you with a tricorn.
Yeah, very good. I dig it.
Oh,
and, well, and it matches your picture too that you've had floating around.
Yeah.
Very fitting.
I realized after so long the beard keeps growing. I look more like a pirate than a colonial. So I got to find a balance there.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. So tell us what's been going on with Steam Patriots.
Oh my gosh, we're doing good. We're over the halfway hump on our Kickstarter for issue 2. We're at 79 backers, $2,500 and change. We got 6 more days to go, so I think we'll comfortably make it. It's a little bit of a margin, but we'll comfortably make it. I was always told, because I'm brand new to this business, that the second issue never does as well as the first, and I was like, no way, that can't be right. But
it's because they're still getting used to the idea of Patriots, Steam Patriots, and they're like, I don't have the first issue, but with Silverline,
we have a fantastic setup the way to do it. With every Kickstarter, you as an add-on the first ones or any other previous comics you've missed, and it's just cuts down on shipping, cuts down on cost for everybody, and everyone's happy.
Yeah,
I mean, I've done that. I've had to complete a couple of collections because I was either out of state, out of country, or just didn't have time to back up one of our other Silverline artists. So it was easy for me.
Yeah, it works out. I'm really happy you guys have that option because, I've really liked the first issue, but I like to have a physical copy, as Bo said before. Right. But it's like, oh man, I was so hyped after reading that first issue.
Oh, good. Glad you liked it.
Yeah,
I love being at cons and people like quizzitively look at our table like, what's this?
Yeah.
And so it's like Steam Patriots doesn't. What is that about? And
right.
So you finally get them for that little 30-second hook of like American Revolution, steampunk.
Yeah.
And you watch their brain kind of turn off and reset, and they're like, oh yeah, okay, that'd be cool.
We actually had one guy. Wait, what? Huh?
Yeah, what? Huh? We had one guy for the first issue. We were doing an interview. I think it was founder of the day. I'm not sure if he still does that Instagram channel. But he was like, so you're not going to believe this, but years ago, I had this idea to steampunk the American Revolution. And he's like, I thought about it. I was like, nah, that'll never work. And he goes, but I'm glad you're doing it so I can see what it would look like.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
It was good times.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't know. It seems like every time you meet someone, they're always like, oh, yeah, I have a similar idea, or it's similar to this thing. And it's just like, okay, but
yeah, right.
Does it have all these extra twists?
Right. Which we're having so much fun playing with our storyline and teasing little bits that'll flesh out later, and who's good, who's bad. I mean, most of our characters are by the book, historically accurate, but we're able to have some leeway with it. Some artistic
little twists here and there.
Yeah, have a good time. And luckily, I think we have the same artist lined up for 3 and 4.
Oh, that's
because
definitely good.
Our first 2, we had a different artist for 1 and a different artist for 2, which from the creator standpoint is a little great, but we're happy with the product and we love what the artist did with it. I'm sure Scott's talked about it before. Like you give instructions to the artist and they come up with something better and you're like, oh, I'm glad we hired you.
Yeah, right.
My brain doesn't work that way. I can write all day, but when it comes to inking it out, not my game.
Yeah, see, I think I would have issues with that aspect of the job because I'm such a visual person that literally painting the picture as I'm typing it, writing it out.
Right.
That it's like I have this set thing, and then it's like I need to just let go of that and let them. Oh yeah, that is a good idea. So it's more like a marriage, a team effort. Like at that point, like I feel like they just need to marry the two and be like, okay, I like this, but I want the other thing. You know,
it's like handing off your baby to somebody. You're like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've a whole heap of files over here that I was writing in college and stuff, and it's like I want to turn these into comics, but it's like, do I really want to?
Yeah. I think most people are afraid of success, not afraid of failure. Because if you're successful, you got to keep doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a hard one to get over. It's like, at what point do you pull the trigger and say, "Yep, got to do it"?
Yeah.
And would you regret not doing it? You know.
Yeah. Well, Bo says he's here in spirit. He would be here, but he says he's super excited. Threw down for issues 1 and 2.
Thank you, my good man.
Yep. And I will as soon as we get paid.
Yeah, I know that goes. Yep.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this issue. So what do you how's things working with you and Scott? Like, do you team write it together, or do you like write stuff and then hand it off to him, or
a little bit of both
so far?
A little bit of both. We're pretty loose with it. We already have like a full novel version of it.
Right.
We're like picking pieces from. A lot of it's on the cutting room floor. But
yeah.
We'll have like big scenes we want to make and then stitch it all together somehow. So if he's in Western New York, I'm in Central Ohio. So getting together is one thing. We both have full schedules. I'm a full-time student. He's got jobs and a family. So if anything, we'll just throw ideas at each other, like text them to each other, email them to each other.
Yeah.
And then we'll kind of like compile it. And then we have to cut a lot out. I had no idea there would be so much removing of content from it, which is like, well, hope we can reuse that later because that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
We have all this like semi-usable stuff on the shelf. And then I got together with him a couple months ago and we sat there and we just pounded out 3 and 4 and a couple of side stories we're working on for the universe. Nice. And it's always magic when we're in the same room because we're just like making each other laugh and like we just go a lot faster than if we're sending it back and forth. So we can get years worth of work done in a week if we plan it right.
Well, I mean, have you tried to do something like this where it's like I don't know, a Skype type thing or FaceTime type thing? Is that helpful?
We'll do that or just over the phone. It can be helpful because we will get sidetracked. But it is nice if we're doing a virtual thing, you could like look something up immediately and still be on the call. You know, it's not like the old days. So that is nice if we need to make like last minute decisions or major decisions about what we want to include or not.
Mm-hmm.
So it can be helpful. It's a good tool.
Yeah, I bet. Man, I think that's exciting.
It is. It really is. We enjoy doing it. Like I said, when we're together, it flows a lot better. We're like on the same brainwave length. We will have the exact same idea at the same time and say it the exact same way. And if his wife's around, she'll be like, I just can't. I can't. And he walks away. You know,
there's
you guys
2 of them.
Way too similar.
Oh, that's funny. So you came from you're a student, but you came from a background like in the military, or?
Yep. Right? Yeah. So I was in the Coast Guard for 12 years, active duty, before deciding to go back to school full time.
Nice.
I'll be done in December. Thank you, Lord. Yeah. My gosh, I'm ready to get back out to the real world.
Right.
Academia is fun, but I just the longer I'm there, the more I realize what a game it is.
Let's see.
Ooh.
What comics or stories were influential in your writing?
If you've never read the autobiography of Ben Franklin, absolutely read it.
Yeah.
It is amazing. It's a game changer. Like, you don't even realize how much it'll change your life. You'll just like absorb this knowledge and like put it into practice and not even realize you're doing it. Paul Revere was a good one.
Yeah.
John Paul Jones, the Addams brothers, because man, those guys were rabble rousers, saboteurs, and they were they turned the heat up for the revolution. It was great.
Yeah.
Oh, what else? There was one guy Washington's like right-hand man. He was one of his servants, black guy, and he went to George and said, "What can I do for the cause?" And George was like, "You're not gonna like it." And he goes, "Hit me." And he goes, "I need you to go spy on the Brits." Okay. And so they like beat the crap out of him, and he went over to the other camp and like got in good with the general over there. And he's like, "Yeah, they just beat the heck out of me over there. I want to work for you guys." And he's like, "Yeah, sure, all right." And like a couple months go by, and the general over there was like, "Hey, I got a job for you, but you're not gonna like it." He's like, "I need you to go spy in Washington for me." He goes, "Well, if I must, for the crown." So America's first double agent.
Jeez,
I love it.
Oh man, I feel like that was a show. Was that based on him?
Turn, the show Turn.
Yeah.
Washington spy ring, the Culpeper ring. Yeah, that was a good show. Yeah.
Oh man, I read a book about like the Culper ring.
Mm-hmm.
That was interesting. Forget who it was by. I'm blanking right now, but those were fun stories.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Ben Franklin, obviously one of our main characters for the beginning, because he will leave and spend most of the war in France. So we will pivot to other interesting characters.
Yeah, just like whoever's around at the time or whatever.
Right. Yeah, because I'm sure Scott said it. We don't want a magic school bus thing where he's just so happens to be at every major event. Where we want a little more realism.
Yeah, I believe it. I get it.
Yeah.
But so I don't know what's the how does the main character translate into like your life? How do you think it impacts you?
Impacts me. I just think it's a cool story. They always say when you write, like you end up putting a piece of yourself into the character. So this character's got to be an amalgamation between Scott and I and any of our combined influences. I've got a pretty good memory. I don't have a photographic memory, but I can recall quite a bit. I was also an impetuous youth, as our character will be making very bad decisions. So there's probably that in there. I'm like, there's a lot of regret back then, but I'm sure Scott could talk better on what influence he sees himself, in Felix and all that. I mean, we're just students of history. We love it, and we love geeking out on the stuff. And steampunk is just so fun of a genre to play with. It is, and that we're giving it its origin story is just beautiful. How the steampunk as a character will grow as the story grows too. So from very rudimentary to steampunk as we know and love today.
Yeah, because it seems very like they're engineers essentially, and it's working throughout the revolution, and it's just I don't know. That seems really cool. Like when that dude rolled up on their group of people, and he has the iron horses. It was just like, okay, wow, okay, that's good. It's definitely interesting.
Yep. Didn't tell you, but like 2 miles down the road, it broke down.
Right. Yeah, because didn't one of them say like, they're running him hard and working it too hard. It's gonna be good business for us, I guess.
You're right. So. Yep. No, there's an economy to
it. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. So I don't know.
What else can we say about it? So the Kickstarter's got 6 more days. We got 3 and 4 planned out. 3 is just about off to the artist, and we're hoping to get 3 and 4 done this year.
Okay,
that's our goal. We want it more regularly as we can. And Roland at Silverline's just been so awesome. We had a meeting, and he goes, "Hey, as soon as you get them, it's new content. We'll put that to the front of the line." So we're really excited about that.
Yeah,
and
our
awesome. Artist, I think it's Roto. He's going to do 3 and 4. He's really good. And we just love having fun with the covers. Like I never knew that was a thing. Like I was never like a comic book kid growing up per se, but like alternates, variants, and all this stuff. It's like, I didn't realize a thing. I thought there was like different comics, but no, there's variant covers for the same comic done by different artists. And I never realized like in the world of comics and graphic novels how like an artist can be their own little type of celebrity. Until I was at I think it was Memphis Comic-Con with a buddy of ours, Dean Zachary. we're at the table together, and people are bringing him stuff to sign. Like, hey, I bought this when in 1990 whatever. Can you sign this for me? He goes, yeah, sure. I'm like, you're somebody. Okay. I'm nobody. I don't know anything like that. So
right. Yeah,
we did get our first piece of fan mail after a Pittsburgh Comic-Con. Like, hey, when's #2 coming out? Like, I would print that and frame it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Oh man, I can't imagine how that would feel.
It's good. It feels good.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun when people say that they enjoyed it and they actually read it. It's It's not just your Aunt Betsy backing you because you're my nephew. I need to.
Right. No, I mean I feel the same way because like my mom has bought like all of my magazines and stuff that I put out and all the different volumes that I've been featured in, like with Bo's books and whatnot. She bought all of them, and it's like, okay, well, that's cool, but it would be nice to hear from something else. But right. I mean, I get it. She means well, and it's exciting.
It is.
He said, at what point did you and Scott say, oh, we have to do this story now?
Probably right after we first created it. I don't know, it was like 11 years ago, maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And we agreed. It's like, we have this beautiful piece of work. We can't, waste time. We have to get it done now. It's not going to be something we do a decade later. And then a decade later, we're like, okay, we're doing this.
Yeah.
and it was just serendipitous that Scott, had Roland as a professor.
Yeah.
And it just kind of sped it along, And so we're like, all right, well, we have momentum. We have momentum. How much money and time and effort and energy we spent on the first one, at least the funding was there to pay for the second one. So like, okay, momentum. Let's just keep it going.
Yeah. Well, so at what point was Roland your professor?
He was Scott's professor.
Or Scott's professor. When was that?
I'm not sure what year it was. It had to have been at least 3 years ago, maybe 4.
Yeah, I was gonna say because he was just like rolling this all out.
Silverline.
Yeah, Silverline. Right as I was exiting the program. So I was like,
luckily Roland had a lot of like the old back issues that they owned that they could redo and put back out for public sale.
Yeah,
which was nice.
For sure. Oh man, it's fun.
It is. And they've been really, really fun to work with. And it's nice it's nice that Silverline is like this umbrella company and like all the creators still own their own stuff.
Yeah.
And that we can pool resources and say, oh, hey, you're a great artist. You want to do this? Hey, you're a great artist. You want to do a cover page? Hey, you're great at lettering and inking. And that's another part of the industry. I had no idea that there was such niche jobs for everybody. Like you're a colorer, you're a letterer. I'm like, right. I thought one person sat down and made a comic.
Yeah.
So this industry knowledge that I'm like leaning off of everybody who's been working, DC and Marvel, worked there in the 80s or the 70s, and they still have all these contacts. And I'm just like sitting there trying to absorb as much as I can because it's a whole different nomenclature from what I'm used to.
Right.
A whole different world. So going in with nothing and coming out with, a tactile project in your hands that like, we made this.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Yeah. That's awesome. I think I need to do that.
Yeah.
Because it's like, man, it just seems so fun. I don't know.
It is.
It's probably fun, but also maddening at the same time.
Oh yeah. Yeah, of course. All the good things are.
Yeah.
And
sitting there on the edge
costs.
of your seat.
There's money involved, and people got to get paid, and it's a lot of artists, do multiple gigs at once, so you're waiting on them. You don't want to hold them up, but
right.
You want to make sure it's done right, and there's a process to it. And when you're working with a larger group, there's probably about more than 30 people that work with Silverline, that everyone's trying to get their product out there. So you got to work with people.
So John says he missed the chance to jump in, but he said he wanted to say that a Revolutionary War steampunk story is an awesome idea. It is.
Thank you, John. We thought so too. You'll probably love it. And like I said before, the how the steampunk technology progresses. how it's so rudimentary, and then as the series continues, it just gets better and better and better and more steampunk.
Yeah, I'm so looking forward to that. Yeah. Oh, dude, it was.
I have this awesome idea for when the French arrive at Yorktown, and I won't have spoilers, but obviously they came by ship.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be good.
Yeah. I'm excited for that.
Yep.
So Bo says, how is it acclimating to doing the story as a comic?
Once we had the idea to make it a comic, it was a no-brainer. Just because we had, like I said, we had the novel beforehand.
Yeah.
And it hit us like steampunk's such a visual genre. It'd be doing it a disservice to not make it a comic.
Yeah, I see that.
There are steampunk novels out there. I've never read them because I don't understand how that would work. Are you going to describe every piece of engineering, every machination? You know, like, is it going to be like Star Trek where it's just a bunch of like space jargon? You know, reverse the polarity and drop the whatever, you know? So like in the visual arts, you know, they say, do don't say or show don't say.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to explain everything.
Right.
It's a fictional world. So just showing something being done is a lot easier.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. I'd take it.
And then once we made the decision to make it a comic, it flowed. And now having 1 done, 2 done, 3 off to the artist, 4 practically storyboarded out, and we're working on side stories to world build now. That was an exciting step. That we said, okay, we have the time and resources and effort to do this now. So he's got a little mini going. I've got a 4-issue going off in another direction with Felix's brother, who we Easter egged in the first one.
Yeah.
So it's going to be really good. I've got a lot of good plans and mine's more of a maritime story. And so Coast Guard connection, Scott and I both, like all the lingo, the jargon.
Yeah.
I can throw it in there, but I got to reel it back because like not everybody knows what a mizzenmast is. Okay, running gear, nobody's gonna know what that is. Standing rigging, you're gonna lose people.
Yeah.
So finding that good balance for me, for consumer enjoyability and technical acumen.
Yeah, I think that would be hard to handle. Like you're busy trying to build out this world and wanting to put more into it, but it's like, okay, well, they're not going to understand it. So yeah, I totally get that.
One thing I am alleviated with is I have more space to work with, more 3-dimensional space to work with in a maritime story. Because when you're on land, that's all you get is land up. I can have underwater views up at a ship or something, or people, cargo and bodies, falling, to the floor, the ocean floor. So it's a lot of fun to open up that part of my brain, thinking of bigger space.
Mm-hmm. So he says, can you tease that brother's story? Because you're giving off some serious Racer X vibes.
What more can I say without giving it away too much? So it'll be a nautical maritime story, and it really cements in Felix's brother and how he doesn't have as special of an ability. I mean, they come from like a family of engineers, but his brother will be a very great tactician, which is crucial at sea. Because you can only go so fast. You can only turn so fast. There's only so many things you can make the ship do. Like there was the story of World War II. It was one of our ships bombing the coast of France or Germany, and like they couldn't get as far of a reach, so they flooded the port side chambers to make the ship lean to give it more reach as they fired.
Yeah,
like that's amazing. Who would have thought of that? But that's the kind of tactician he is.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so we got another comment. It says, the idea of having Benjamin Franklin on the roll, he's great. How do you decide have him be the secret creator of the weapon? So
Franklin was a very avid inventor. He invented so much that it was no question that he was going to be our grandfather of steampunk.
Yeah.
So, excuse me, listen.
It's very fitting, and I agree with Bo here. He says Master and Commander and steam engines. It sounds amazing.
That's funny. I was watching Master and Commander and Mutiny on the HMS Bounty while I was writing it.
That's gonna be so good.
Oh, it is good.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I'm like blown away. I'm all hyped by this.
Oh, good. Yeah, Ben was a no-brainer.
Yeah.
At least, especially to start with. And he had so many connections to all the other founding fathers. Like they all had meetings together. They would all get together and party. There's still so because the Revolutionary War was so well documented, they all got together for a party, and they still had like the bill for however much they ate and drank, and it was like, I don't know, maybe like 10 or 12 of the founding fathers, and it was like 60 bottles of whiskey, 20 bottles of bourbon, 15 casks of ale, and it's like, how did these guys live through this?
Oh goodness,
that's a heck of a weekend.
Yeah. And that was just for one night, basically.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. 4 pounds of tobacco. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like how would they survive?
Yeah, built of different material.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. That's the only conclusion I can come up with, because if it's made today, it's not made as well. So
right.
I
know. And speaking of made of different material, I forget. I don't think it was Alexander Hamilton, but it was one of the founding fathers at the very beginning of the Revolution. Was probably like 14, 15, and he was caught behind enemy lines, and the Brits tortured him for like 13 months, and he never broke. Like a teenager, never broke.
Oh, geez.
You'd be hard pressed today to find a grown man that wouldn't crack under pressure.
Right.
Yeah. We're just not used to it. It was a different world. It was a tougher world. Yeah. I'd like to have that bleed through a little. How much tougher they had it. How they had to step up to the plate to get things done.
Well, I suppose they did, because geez, a whiz.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just think. Yeah. It's. I don't know. My mind's blown because I'm still freaking out about it. So how are you juggling this with everything going on in your life? Any tips for writers for a busy life?
Every time you get an idea, write it down. Right. I will have just a random idea pop into my head in the middle of microbiology, and I'll like open a new Word document on my computer and just start typing it out. And it's like, I know I'm sorry, I'm listening to you too, but I have to write this down. And then I'll just make a list to compile it. Yeah, and I have an hour commute both ways, so I can sit there and just like deep delve in my brain and kind of go on autopilot.
Yeah,
I just don't want to do it while I'm driving, like taking notes. But I have done it where my laptop's open in the passenger seat and I'm at a red light and I'm just, nah.
Yeah,
I have to get this idea out. I have to get it out before I lose it.
My buddy gave me a tape recorder.
Oh, that's good.
Thing, so that way I could, because I had an hour-long commute too. So I just saved whatever I was thinking and write it down later. But
that is very smart. Or I think it's funny because inspiration will come out of anywhere. Like you listen to the radio or a podcast and like you mishear something, but like, oh, that sounds pretty cool. Like I'll expound on that.
Yeah,
that's good. So I've got a full school schedule. I'm taking 12 plus hours every semester, and if I'm lucky, I have an hour, maybe an hour and a half or two between. And my school is wonderful. They have a student veteran lounge for veterans only. So I can go in there and like everybody can just talk and relax, and it's just our own little space. And there's nobody in there, so it's nice and quiet. We're in the sub basement of the library.
Yeah.
So it's like we're surrounded by all these tomes and everything, all these books that haven't seen the light of day since 1911 when the school was founded. It just has that library smell, so it's like a perfect atmosphere.
Yeah, that sounds like a dream come true.
It's pretty good.
I would love to visit that. It sounds so. It's my idea of a good time.
And like the nuns, the Sisters of Peace of the Dominican Order that founded the school back in 1911, they have their own little museum down there. And so they have like encased in glass, like their old uniforms. They have like a field hockey uniform. Ooh. So you go down these steps and it's dark, and all of a sudden these like mannequin nuns looking at you like, oh gosh. And then sometimes the sisters will go down there for like a little like meet and greet or whatever, and you have like real nuns down there, and you're like, oh gosh, sorry, sister. Get a ruler sticking out of her back pocket. Like, you got a concealed carry for that?
Right. Man. My knuckles hurt already just thinking about it.
Yeah.
That is funny.
It is good times.
I can't imagine seeing a mannequin nun and then seeing another one like
yeah. I always think of like Blues Brothers, with the Mother Superior like smacking him with the ruler in between them. Yeah, the penguin.
Oh, let's see.
It's a good time.
So when did you realize that Scott was a guy you're going to keep around in your life?
Before I even met him, I think.
Yeah.
Because when I got orders to go to Buffalo, you always have somebody on the other end to like get you going. Like here's the area, here's the map, here's where everybody lives, here's what to do. And our mutual friend Brandon was like, "You are gonna be great friends with our first class here, our MST1 Scott. You guys are gonna be two peas in a pod." And sure enough, got there, and it was like an immediate click. Same brand of humor, same wavelength, same ideologies, and just like, oh yeah, same pet peeves, which is a good thing to bond around.
Really?
Yeah. It was an immediate. There was a time where him and I were texting more than him and his wife were texting.
Yeah.
I'm sure he brought up we took a trip when he got stationed in Alaska. Did he talk about that?
No, I don't think so.
So they got orders to Ketchikan, Alaska from Buffalo, and they were talking about living in an RV. And I'm like, why not a boat? And his wife's eyes were like, bing, like, yes, we're doing it. That's awesome. So them and their 2.5 kids, they bought a boat, and Scott, me, our chief, and a lieutenant friend of ours all met up in Seattle, where we got on his boat and sailed it 6 days from Seattle to Ketchikan. And that's really where the story is like, this is it. That's our story. We could totally do that. And it was just music. It's been music ever since. And we're so close. We get on each other's nerves. We might as well be married. I mean, it's great. Yeah. Always even before this, I'm like, hey, you want to come on? And he goes, I wish I could, but I gotta help some friends at church. I'm like, okay. And he goes, don't screw it up. Like, no promises, but all right, I'll try.
Oh, so let's see. He says, I love to hear it. There's some great outtakes from Kickstarter video you give evidence of.
Oh no. Roland says, I got good. Yeah, there was, I don't know how many takes there was to get that. I mean, normally we mastered like the one take for the first issue and a couple of other promo stuff. There's like, what are we gonna say? I don't know. We like scripted things out and like, okay, yeah, this sounds good. And then as soon as the record button hits, it's like that's out the window. We're just talking at each other, and we're trying to make each other laugh. If I can make you screw up before I screw up, I'm good. I'm fine. But yeah, it probably took six outtakes of me just like random, promo filler stuff, and what we ended up with makes me laugh every time. So if you haven't seen it, go to Kickstarter, Steam Patriots, issue 2, Us and Beyond the Stars. In our little, intro promo video there, we took over Roland's normal role. Normally, Roland would like introduce everything.
Yeah.
And we just had to be like one of those, like, shepherd hook him off screen left. We're like, no, we got this one. It makes me laugh, which is, I don't know. They say right for an audience of one. So if I can make myself or Scott laugh, I'm in good company.
Yeah, he said you can see you guys cracking up before it fades to black.
Yep. I want to say that happened with the first one too. We had a whole bunch of update videos because I went up to Scott's place for the first one. We had our launch party, and then it went so well. We were filming just little clips and skits in between as we went along. And that was a lot of fun. You'll see a much shorter beard if you watch the first Steam Patriots Kickstarter videos. If you want some free entertainment, go watch those.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we were just talking about how your beard looks epic and
it just keeps going. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once I get to Gandalf length, I think I'll stop.
Yeah, I was that way too. My beard was pretty long, and that's what I always thought too. So. Yeah,
I'll trim it eventually. At school, it's funny because I'm always like the oldest person in the room. I'm older than some of my professors, and all the girls are like, "So, would you ever, shave your beard, cut your beard?" I'm like, "Only my wife can make me cut my beard." And they're like, "Oh, you're married?" I'm like, "No."
Honestly, I have 2 kids, and even my wife can't make me cut my beard.
Good man.
Because my girls are like, no,
yeah,
no, you can't cut your beard. They freak out every time I do, because I went into the barbershop and came out and I just had a full trim and came out. They're like, you look so weird without your beard. It's just like,
see, honey, out. I can't. I don't scare the children.
Yeah.
I love those videos of like dads, like, you know, seeing their kids and shaving and then coming back and they're like,
I was that way too. When my dad shaved his beard, I was terrified. And I was looking at my mom, and my mom jumped and screamed, and then she looked around at me, and I'm just staring at her like, why aren't you stopping the stranger from attacking me? And he just kept stomping. He was half asleep. He just kept stomping into the kitchen, through the kitchen, and then I'm freaking out, like cowering in the seat. And then, oh, it's Dad. Okay, all right, fine.
That's funny. Yeah, I think like for most of my life, my dad's always been clean shaven. In the wintertime, he might do like a goatee thing.
Yeah.
But there is one picture of him from the 70s with like the hair and the beard, and he's like on his motorcycle. And when I was young, I'm like, I want to do that. I want to be that. I want to be that.
Yeah, I want to be that guy. I want to be that guy. Oh,
he seems to know what's going on.
So, what can we expect from issue 2?
Utter disappointment. Issue 2 is great. We turn the tables a little bit, kind of, I don't want to say flip the script, but might make you question where people's allegiances belong, and it teases it. Obviously Felix is going to be his impetuous self. He's going to make good decisions, bad decisions. Don't tell me what to do. You know, the young pubescent male, if you will.
Yeah,
like, I know what I'm doing. Stop. Let me make my own mistakes. That kind of thing, you know.
Yeah.
I'm like, Franklin, quit telling me what to do. You're not my real dad. So you're gonna have a lot of that. You're gonna have some major successes and possibly some major failures. Because Scott and I love a story where everything goes wrong.
Yeah.
If it can go wrong, it will go wrong. And maybe we'll have. I really want to pitch it to Scott that we have like some enlisted guy like Private Murphy or something. That everything that he touches goes wrong. And just like, well, Murphy's Law, that's where it came from, you know?
Yeah. That would be so funny.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Oh, he says, don't stop till you get to Moonshiner Lane.
I'm putting this on the internet, but I did buy my dad a still for Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. Good. I know quite a few people that have stills and whatnot.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's a good time.
It is a good stuff. Good stuff. I got some friends in the Carolinas that do it. So whenever I go down there, I come back well stocked.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, buddy. Yep. Don't you know it?
Right. So we're hoping to get 3 and 4 out by the end of the year. That is our goal.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Ritual Disaster. Yep, absolutely. Yep. We're actually going to use that tool with a couple of other stories we have in mind. That it isn't Steam Patriots, but we're like back burnering a couple of other stories. I've got, I don't know, maybe almost a dozen other stories that I've just started writing out.
Yeah.
And I've got like 2 or 3 paragraphs done of each.
Yeah.
And like, as I get the inspiration, I can go back to one because you have to like totally change gears in your head. Like, okay, this is a horror story, not a comedy. So quit it.
Yeah.
You know, this one's a comedy, not a love story. So do that. So that's that.
It's like, okay, turn down the heat on this one.
Right. Yeah. And other ones like, okay, how creepy can I get? How can what could really scare someone reading this?
Yeah.
Which is very difficult to do in a book. I mean, everybody lauds Stephen King. I don't think he's that great. I mean, some weird things happen, but like I want something. If I'm writing a horror, I want something to like stick with someone.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever read Cormac McCarthy, The Road?
No, I haven't actually.
There was a movie that they made an adaptation of Viggo Mortensen.
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, yeah, like post-nuclear apocalyptic thing. There's a part in that book, like if I say like stairs to the basement, everyone who's read that book knows what I'm talking about. Like I had to put it down, like not what I was expecting, and it was very realistic. Like that could actually happen.
Yeah.
So like I want to write a horror like that. But then I have like a whole bunch of adventure stories and stuff, and individual projects, team projects with Scott and I. So we have a good time with it.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, well, you'll have to send the horror stuff to my way.
Yeah. Yeah, I got three different horror ones I'm working on. The one I think I'm going to have to shelve because there's already a graphic novel out there very similar to it. So I don't mind saying that it was was Lewis and Clark expedition, but horror and like skinwalkers and stuff following them from the shoreline and all these different types of creatures and all the Native American lore. But there is one oddly similar to that out on the shelves, so I might buy that one and see what they did.
Yeah,
just to avoid doing that.
Right, and then you'll see. Oh, okay, I have nothing to worry about. I was going to take it in a different direction or whatever.
Right, because it was like the core of exploration or something, the core of something. But Jefferson, when he was president, was dead set on like there are ginormous monsters and beasts out west.
Yeah,
of like mythic proportion. It was like that's part of the reason he wanted them to go explore.
Right,
like, that's awesome.
Yeah, Bo says, thank you for having the bravery to say Stephen King is just okay.
Yeah, he's not that great. Yeah.
Not a lot of people have the guts to do that, but
yeah, just I mean some of the movies were well made.
Yeah,
the writing, he should have stopped after Shawshank Redemption.
I can see that. Yeah, there's been a few that have been like just completely like flat, like okay,
not scary, not suspenseful, no drama, like, just things happen. Oh, right, yeah.
Thomas Jefferson, Bigfoot hunter.
Yes, that would be right up there with Abraham Lincoln, vampire hunter.
Yeah.
I'd get sued.
Oh, dude, that'd be awesome though.
Yeah, there's a lot of Teddy Roosevelt stuff out there.
Yeah,
like him like hunting big monsters or whatever. There's actually I just had it. There was I think it's Aftershock, did one called Rough Riders with Teddy Roosevelt and a couple others, and it was almost steampunk looking too.
Love it. When I hear the book got good at page 456, I'm out.
yeah, for real. That's why I will always start with the short story first.
Yeah,
I will write myself a paragraph. I'm like, okay, I can see this going somewhere. Make it a 5-pager. I'm like, okay, that's good. And then I can like fill in between spots, like all the major things that have to happen. How am I stringing them together in a logical, fluid motion that somebody can follow without just like jumping to the next thing?
Yeah.
Unless it's like a chapter break when you can totally afford to do that, because you're not going to, explain Indiana Jones going from, Venice to Egypt, it's like the plane over the map, you don't have to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. Oh dude. Yeah. I think okay, we got that one. Yeah. I'm excited for issue 2.
Thank you. How do you like it?
I know the link is both in my bio and it's down here at the bottom, scrolling a ticker for everyone. And
I'm going to see if we've gained a backer or not. Still holding at 79. Okay. I always want to do like a Silverline telephone call-in thing like they used to do with all the celebrities and banks of desks and rotary phones and all the Silverline creators behind there. Support your PBS station.
Yeah, everyone go to Kickstarter immediately and give,
submit.
Yep. Yeah, it's a phenomenal story, and I only read the first issue, so.
Thank you. Which cover did you get?
I'd have to look. I think just the A cover. I want to get the B cover of the newest issue.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, these covers this go around are phenomenal. That C1, I don't know if it has it color yet. We did get it colored. Let's see if Roland put it up yet. I don't see it. But both Beyond the Stars C and Steam Patriots C are colored. Oh, they are up there. Okay, cool. Yep. And for whatever reason, they're just our covers. We give them to the artists and be like, here, have at it. And they're like, explosions. We're like, we didn't prompt them to do that. It was just, these covers are just explosion heavy.
Yeah.
But we'll run with it. We like it. And that foil is tempting. That is a nice thing. Tommy and Kablam figured that one out, and ooh, yeah. And Roland, he's probably keeping a small stockpile of the uncut ones. Like when you print the covers, it's like, the front and the back.
Yeah.
And it's got the extra edges around it. So it's like all foil. And it would be really cool looking framed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think he's, hoard those to himself. We'll have to go down there and fight him for it. Because we have our home Comic-Con in Deltona in Florida, because that's kind of like Winter Springs where Roland's at. And and last September we had 1, 2, 3, 4, a dozen or more Silverliners there, and we had we didn't have 2 tables, we had 8 tables. We had the corner of one of the buildings inside of the con, and all of our banners up there, and we just took over, and people were floored because we're all wearing Silverline gear. They're like, oh, you guys are like a comic book making company? We're like, yeah.
Yeah.
You make comics. Yep. You're not just here reselling comics. You're not like a merchant, store just bringing all the boxes. Nope, these are all ours.
Yeah.
We're doing pretty well. We got, I don't know how many Kickstarters in a row now. Oh, gosh, was it? Because we changed. It was under Roland's name on Kickstarter that it became Silverline. 30-something Kickstarters that have gone off without a hitch.
Nice.
I mean, I remember our first one, we more than doubled our asking cost, which was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I think that set a Silverline record. And so we were hoping to do it again. But like I said, the second issues, they say never go that well.
Yeah.
So we'll make it. We'll make it if by the skin of our teeth.
I bet you can take him for one.
Yeah, you can take him. He's a tall guy, but you can take him.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, that does sound really cool. Man, I kind of want one too.
my favorite cover for issue 1 was the one by Dean Zachary. It's like,
oh yeah,
that's the one we use as a banner for Comic Cons.
Yep.
And just with that faded, Old Glory on there, it just catches the eye, and those Leyden jars with that blue lightning.
Yeah,
which is similar to the blue lightning that we have in was it the B cover, A cover, I think. B cover.
Yeah.
The workshop. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I dig it. No, I don't want that message. Right. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I really dig that. And man, I'm just so excited for you. And I hope this does really well. And I know it will.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting to that halfway mark was very big.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we should have you guys on one of our Wednesday night shows.
Sounds good.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
It would just be nothing but witty banter and smack talk, and we could rag on Scott for an hour until he cries. I mean, that's just I'd love to do that.
Oh goodness. I can't imagine doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a lot of good talent.
Yeah, I'll have to get my button gear and get my writer's desk out and work on it. On getting something up there with you.
Always worthwhile.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, let me do this here. Gotta find it. Okay. Well, anything else that you want to add to this?
Sure. Yeah. So find us on Kickstarter, Steam Patriots #2, alongside Beyond the Stars #2, a great space opera. You can find us on all the socials at Steam Patriots. We're on Facebook, Instagram. We have a Twitter account, not so much alive right now, but Instagram and Facebook are definitely the places to reach out to us. We're just pumping out the content. We got a lot of good stuff coming, and like I said, momentum keeps momentum.
Yep. Sounds awesome.
Great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. Hopefully next time we can get Bo on here as well.
Yeah. I mean, Scott talked so much crap about you guys. He was like, those guys, amateurs. No.
Well, yeah.
No idea what they're doing.
Sure.
Do I really want to be on that show? No. you had a great time. Spoke very highly of you.
Yeah.
I wish I could have been on that show in school, I think.
Yeah. It's something, but yeah, it always is something. It
always
never quite works out.
Yeah, life just likes to insert itself and like, no, can't do that.
Yeah. It's like butt out.
But good talking to another Ohioan.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we'll have to meet up at one of the cons or something.
Yeah.
Cleveland, Akron, Columbus, whatever. Like I said, I'm always up by you. So visiting my sister, she's about to have her second baby, so I'll be up there a little more doing the babysitting thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, we got another comment. Hang on. Yeah. Always an open invitation. Yep.
Absolutely. Thank you. I certainly will. That was a good time.
Yeah. All right. Well, until next time, I've been Dustin.
I'm Rory.
Yeah. Have a good one.